Hey, honey.
Yes, Barry?
Let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin ti naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler. Just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Hey, maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez. Now, Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants. Those are the Lapa Lapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos beach. And then there's the El Dorado Restaurant and Beach Club right next door. So you can enjoy that fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit up at night in beautiful colors, or during the day in its grand splendor. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand right at the water's edge. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week we are going to be visiting some old friends who have moved to some new locations and some new friends who've just moved to old locations. We're going to meet Jesus Adolfo Garcia Plascencia. He's one of the family over at La Huerta BBQ, where El Rio BBQ used to be. Jesus is going to give us a bit of history about the place there, so stay tuned. We also had a chance to listen to the band The Stixx while we were at La Huerta for the afternoon. There we got a chance to talk with Fher Aguilera. He is the drummer and vocalist, so he was able to sit down with me and talk about the band and their upcoming schedule. We will be visiting with Carlos Rodriguez. Carlos is the owner of the Circle Bar. It's an old-time bar, just moved to the Rio Cuale. Then we're going to head up to the upper reaches of the Romantic Zone. We're going to visit with Tom Findley over at Bar Frida 4.0. So another old bar moving to new digs there. We're going to have Jamie Burton Chamberlain. He's going to be talking about a cool event that's happening today at Culture in Puerto Vallarta. We have Vallarta news and more, so let's see what's happening this week in Puerto Vallarta, the 5th of December, 2023. Well, if you are in Puerto Vallarta, you probably already know that it is Guadalupeña pilgrimage time in Puerto Vallarta. The processions began on the 1st of December, and they're going to continue for 12 days. The town goes all out. Different groups participate in these processions. There's social groups, hotels, restaurants, civic clubs, charity organizations, religious clubs, and of course neighborhood organizations and so forth. They all get an opportunity to participate during this 12-day event. It's quite a sight to see. The processions begin in the Cinco de Diciembre neighborhood at the 31st of October Street, thereabouts where Woolworths is. And then they move along Juarez, and they go all the way down to the church. And it is quite a sight to see for sure. The streets in downtown get pretty tricky. Traffic gets pretty scary sometimes, and it gets diverted. So just be aware if you're going to be traveling around that time. It is a little bit tricky, but it is a lovely time in Puerto Vallarta during the holidays. I heard some sad news that Elena Winberg passed away. Elena was the editor and the owner of the PV Mirror, long time paper in Puerto Vallarta. She went by the name of Anna Reisman. as the editor of the paper. And one day I sat and I had lunch with Elena, whatever, over at Coco's Kitchen. I invited her for breakfast. I wanted to get an interview with her. I was hoping that she'd talk with me. So we talked for a little bit, and then she determined that it would be kind of difficult for her to come on the show because, well, she had two identities. One was the newspaper editor, and the other one was the real person. One was Anna, and one was Elena. So anyhow, that was a shame. I mean, when I buy breakfast, I expect to maybe get an interview or something like that. But nonetheless, I did have an interesting conversation with Elena. We talked about what she does, and she asked me about what I do, and she talked dirt. Thinking back on it, she told me a lot of things that I really can't repeat, about places and about people that are still alive. They weren't very flattering, the things that she said. So anyway, if you get me drunk enough, maybe I'll tell you some of the things that she told me, but not on the show. Not going to happen. My buddy Marsha Blondin, she's been on the show, and she has taken over the reins over at the PV Mirror, and she's doing a really, really good smash-up job, I should say, in over there at the Mirror. So make sure that you follow her on Facebook, and that way you can get the latest food and culture and entertainment information in Puerto Vallarta. Marsha does a great job. And to you, Elena, rest in peace, my dear. Your secrets are safe with me. Unless, of course, somebody plies me with enough ricea. But who knows? Guy Weeks needs your help. Guy Weeks is over at the restoration project over on the Isla Cuale. And that place always gets turned into a bit of a dumping ground for stray cats. Here's a scoop. This is a plea from their GoFundMe page. It says, unfortunately, no getting around the fact that despite our best efforts to prevent kitten abandonment, people continue to dump kittens on our Isla Cuale. We have signs throughout the isla prohibiting this action. Yes, they do. I've seen them. And if you walk around, you will see them too. Personally, I want to help encourage healthy kittens for adoption because many people are not aware that they are available for adoption. Several local caretakers for the cats and I have created a team to help. Our goal is, number one, to help fund current spay and neuter program by Tracy and Laura. They and a few other volunteers work diligently to carefully capture and care for these cats. 2, prevent contagious diseases from spreading with vet care. 3, adoption. Adoption is a critical step for the care of the little creatures, but tends to be the most challenging. Your donations will help us implement a few new ideas to get the kittens into local forever homes. Your donations will help our team care for these precious animals. And I have a link for their GoFundMe page. I've got it in the show notes. Or if you go to their Facebook page, Amigos de la Isla Cuale, the Green Heart of Puerto Vallarta, you can find that link as well. And you can also find, links to and, ideas about other events. They have workshops. They have planting times. They have weed pulling parties. This is a good chance if you're living in Vallarta or staying for, at least for a long enough period of time where you kind of miss doing a little gardening. You need to get your hands dirty. Or, maybe if you just love furry animals, you see what you can do to help. See what you can do at all. And thank you to all the volunteers over on the Isla Cuale. Now, I have a couple of emails that I'd like to share with you. One of them is from listener Colleen. Colleen sent me this. She says, "Hey, Barry, just came back from PV, and this was our second trip to Paradise, and we love it. I started listening to your show last year before our first trip there. We're so happy that we listened to you, and we booked a tour with Javier of Off the Grid Mexico. Javier is great, and we highly recommend him. He's an awesome guy, very knowledgeable. He picked us up at our condo, and he took us to a beautiful place to hike and to enjoy a dip in the fresh mountain water. There were 4 of us, and he did a private tour. He doesn't push you with a time limit. He lets you enjoy your time and provides you with great information. You definitely won't want to miss the experience, and you should book a tour with him. Also, he is a great photographer of nature. Check out his work at Off the Grid Nature Photography. You can buy some of his gorgeous prints there. I can now say that I have a new friend in PV, and his name is Javier, and I plan on keeping in touch with him. Thanks, Colleen. So, absolutely, Colleen. Javier, he does hikes as well as that hidden beach tour that we talked about. He does that over on the Islas Marietas. And yeah, Javier is one of the good guys. That's for sure. He is, if I needed a friend, if I needed, a wingman in Puerto Vallarta, Javier would be that guy. I have links actually to his Off the Grid tour page as well as his Off the Grid photography Facebook page. You'll find those in the show notes. Of course, you can find that at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. So, glad that you got a chance to have a tour with Javier, Colleen. Thank you so, so much. Listener Rick writes, "Hi, I read that Rio BBQ is finished. Have you heard of a new owner? Is there a new owner coming in? Thanks, Rick." And, well, I have the new owner-operator of the space where the El Rio BBQ was. He's going to be coming on the show, and they're now called La Huerta BBQ. And La Huerta, you will find, is just as good as El Rio BBQ was. Let's see, I have another email from Wayne. Wayne writes, "Hey, Barry, you talk a lot about buying pot in Puerto Vallarta. It's like you don't care that you can go to jail or at least get into trouble buying and smoking this stuff. Haven't you ever gotten yourself into trouble or a situation? Just wondering. Take care, Wayne." Well, Wayne, no, I've never had an issue in Mexico with weed. Thinking back, there's only been one time where I got into myself into a little bit of a bind. But that was way back. That was like in 1977. I was 18 years old, and I had just graduated high school. Me and a friend, we flew to Hawaii with our backpacks full of freeze-dried food, and we hiked and we hitchhiked all around the island of Kauai. We did that for a month. It was near the end of our trip, actually, and this trip we had seen a lot. I was just 18. I was a young kid, but we saw a lot of strange things. Hitchhiking, we hitchhiked all around the island, and we got picked up by every pervert, every Bible thumping crazy lady and crazy dude, every single nut job on that island. I swear to God, it was like a spin wheel of fortune, a spin wheel of misfortune. Every time that we would pull up our tent stakes and we'd stick out our thumbs, we'd hit the highway, and anyway, this was at the end of our month. We were getting ready to fly out the next day. It was on a Sunday, and we had been out there all day. No luck. All the Bible thumpers, they must have been pretty busy, I guess. But anyway, we ended up, after sitting there with our thumb out for hours on the road, we ended up paying for a cab to take us to a camping spot that was close enough to the airport that we could catch another cab really easily in the morning and head over to the airport. So we headed to a campground over at Poipu Beach. Now, when we got to the campground, we looked around and we found what was a really secluded camp spot. It had a little picnic table in there, was surrounded by bushes, totally secluded. So Jim, my buddy Jim and I, we set up our tent and we started getting settled in when some young local Hawaiian kid comes up. He asked if we wanted to buy some weed. So we looked at each other and we said, yeah, sure. So we had some traveler's checks, and you remember those? I don't know. If you're old enough to remember traveler's checks? If you're not, well, you're now you know how old I am. Anyway, we told the kid that we'd meet him back over at the campsite in about an hour, and in the meantime, that we go and we cash out some of our traveler's checks. We hiked over to a nearby hotel, and they cashed our checks, and then we went back to meet the kid, and he was there with a young girl, and he brought with him some big Samoan dude, and the Samoan dude had a girlfriend. So anyway, we bought the bag of weed, and it was great weed, and I went over to my my little backpack, and I had a little plastic bong in there that I've been hauling around the island, for the month. I filled it up, and I held it up. I offered it up to the big Samoan guy, who pulls out a machete from his waist belt and knocks the bong right out of my hand. So I'm thinking, okay, that's a big surprise for me and about everybody else there. So, okay, I guess you don't want any of that. He said, oh no, I'm sorry, I don't know what. So anyway, before long, just about everybody kind of melted away, and it was starting to get dark, and the nighttime started to set in, and the kid who sold me the weed, and brought this guy back with him, he disappeared with his girlfriend, and so did my buddy, so did Jim. He was gone. So it was just me in this very secluded little area, cut off from everybody in the campsite. And this very intoxicated Samoan dude, he was shorter than me, but he was about twice as heavy as me. He was probably about 15 years older than me, too. And he had just finished like 3/4 of a pint of Jim Beam. And he had the bottle on him, and of course he was there with his spaced out white girlfriend, kind of a wacky born-again Christian girl. Crazy stuff. So anyway, for a couple hours, he would kind of like fall in and out of consciousness. He'd threaten to kill me. He said he did it all the time in the park. Now, look, I had actually a knife. I had a bayonet, actually, that was in the top compartment of my backpack. And I knew that I could totally kill this guy if he tried to kill me. But he was pretty plowed. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to kill anybody. Anyway, he walked over the picnic bench, and he jammed down the machete into the middle of the table. He sat down next to me. So I straddled the bench, and I faced him, and I put up my hands, and I grabbed his hands, and I challenged him to a wrestling match. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, I want to wrestle you. And I figured that I could wrestle this guy. And I could probably tire him out to where he would just kind of give up trying to steal all my stuff and scaring me, or worse, killing me. I spent the last semester of high school PE on the wrestling team. So this guy, he outweighed me easily by 100 pounds. I mean, I was like 170 pounds back then, like 6'2", tall and skinny kid. And he was, I don't know, maybe 300 pounds. But as it turned out, my plan worked. And in the end, dude was so worn out that he decided to give me a break. And he and his spacey girlfriend stumbled off to go sleep off the gym beam. So then my friend Jim, he reappeared from the bushes, telling me that, oh yeah, you watched the whole thing from there. That was lovely. Anyway, the next day, we took a cab to the airport and we flew back to Los Angeles. So yes, I have had at least one bad experience buying and smoking the hippie lettuce in a foreign place. Well, not really a foreign place. It was Hawaii, and Hawaii is part of the U.S., so I call it foreign territory. I mean, the locals weren't very friendly. They certainly didn't like, hitchhiking backpackers, white ones. I'll tell you that much. And then, actually, that was one of the main reasons that we chose Puerto Vallarta over Hawaii when I first met my wife back in 1984. And we were looking for a romantic vacation spot to explore. So we ended up going to Puerto Vallarta because in Hawaii, they just don't like people like us. So anyway, I have one or two other emails here to read, but I think maybe we ought to get to the interviews. What do you think? I had a meet and greet last trip down. It was pretty well attended, I must say. We had it over at Nacho Daddy. I dropped in on JR's meetup, and we had a really good turnout. So one of the people who stopped by was a friend of the show. You know him if you listen to the show, Jamie Chamberlain from Culture. And he wanted to remind us of Culture's 5th anniversary, as well as to tell us about an event that is being held today. As a matter of fact, Tuesday the 5th at Culture. It's an art event, and it should be fun. So, hey, check out the event. And while you do, make sure you have a couple of killer margaritas at the beautiful bar there at Culture. And hey, let's go right now. Let's hear from Jamie at our meet and greet over at Nacho Daddy. He'll tell us all about it from a couple of weeks ago. Let's go, Jamie. Jamie, thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, sir. It's always a pleasure and a blessing to see you in town.
Well, isn't that nice? That's so nice to say, Jamie. Do you really mean that?
It's honest.
Okay.
It's true.
All right. Well, what's going on? What brings you to the Nacho Daddy here? Talk with us.
Well, we are actually celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the opening of Culture tomorrow, which is an artist bistro that houses about 20 studios, so on and so forth. It's gone through different ownerships and so on and so forth. And we're anticipating a very healthy season as far as the food and the drinks are concerned. They've really gotten to a level of quality there and consistency that, it's like a great place to go. So that being said, I wanted to talk about an event that I'm helping to promote on December 5th, and it's called 3x5, and it's myself and 4 other artists from Culture that are all going to be premiering 3 new pieces in our studios, and we'll throw on some bells and whistles. There's a special guest who's a favorite of ours that we're working on trying to book right now. We hope it's going to work. We've already tried to figure out schedules, drink whatever specials, and just general fun. The people involved with it are kind of I wouldn't say they're the fun people at Culture. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, well, you know what that means.
great art. They're artists that I really, I've enjoyed their work so much. I've never, we all learn from each other there. Rudy Blanco is going to be one of the premiering artists. I love his art. Very urban, very Mexican / pop culture, American. Barbara Stans, who has a huge prolific background in all different styles of artwork. I think she was a graphic designer by trade, maybe in Canada or the States. We have Chaz, who is the one who creates all the incredible sculptures out of paper mache. He is also an artist, so I'm not sure what format he's premiering in.
Yeah.
And then kind of a newer artist to Culture. His name is Nicholas. He's been with us for about 2 years. He's from San Francisco, and he's got a very interesting style. And I think this premiere will be the first time he's ever had 3 paintings. So
Okay.
he's working really hard to get that third painting ready to premiere. And so that's the lineup, including myself, and I'm being billed as J Rock, which is J/RAWK, because that's my street cred, and that's what they like to call me there.
Okay. So what are you doing? What are you going to have? What are the 3 items that you're going to have?
So interesting enough, I wanted to really simplify the way that my studio starts to work in December. And I've been working on a house that I bought in Centro Guadalajara in the historic area. And in the ebbs and flows of the remodel and the deconstruction of it, I was doing wall paintings.
Okay.
And so I just had the liberty of getting jiggy with it and throwing the paint up and see where it fell. And I really was liking a lot of the things that I saw. And I kind of developed it as a joke with one of my friends here who's a marketing gal. And I labeled it under her name that it was going to be her series. And but as it progressed, it looked like it was going to be something more substantial. So as the images came back, then I did some early tests to see how these images would print on canvas and large prints. The new series is 140 centimeters by 140 centimeters, and then printed on canvas and then stretched. And the product I'm really happy with. I feel the presentation of it, the work that's gone into just the production value of it, regardless of the imagery, is pretty stunning. The quality of the printing almost feels 3-dimensional, where you can see the texture of the strokes, from this wall, and you can walk in there and slap that puppy on your wall if you feel like doing it.
Wow. All right. So you send me a picture, okay? So I can have that. I'm going to throw it in the show notes and get an idea what that looks like, and give us an idea. Tell us again, the date is going to be December the...
Yes. So it's going to be Tuesday, December 5th from 5 until whenever. And
the venue is where? Where's it going to be? Is it going to be
it's
Culture?
going to be at Culture.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be at Culture. And we're going to be doing a lot of, just urban promoting. We've done some cool flyers that are going to be attached. And we're going to be doing all of our updates on Facebook through the event page, where we can attach things as they come along. I mean, everyone likes to get involved in a fun party. So even if we have our special guest lined up, there's always people that might hop on stage to do something kind of in the realm that coincides with the vibe of what we're doing. So that's it. It's 3 by 5.
That's incredible. All right. Well, I will have all that stuff in the show notes. You can find it at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. It's going to be December the
5th at Culture, 466 Venustiano Carranza. And try the food, try the drinks, try everything. Like I said, it's going to be fun. It will be bustling by December. And I promise you'll have a good party, and make sure to say hello to me. My name's Jamie, but they call me J-Rock, so you're allowed to on that night. Check out some large prints and check out everyone else's stuff. If you just bought a new condo down here and you've got that giant wall and you're thinking, what am I going to put there? This is an alternative. You're going to find some really large prints there that are abstract and might be exactly what you're looking for.
Right on, right on, right on. All right. Well, hey, Jamie, thanks for coming on the show again. Gosh, you've probably been on the show half a dozen times now already. This is pretty cool. I mean, it's not a record yet, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, thank you. Yeah, you're part of that, the history of that 5 years at Culture, because I remember first talking to you about my production studio and that being my production office for my film work. And that was where my background was in. And then it started turning into a separate studio with the Burgundy Room and the recording studio. And then it turned into the clothing line, which is probably going to be heading towards Guadalajara. And now it's just the simplification of all those ideas, and just to make it somewhere that functions. People can go in there, but it doesn't require a lot from me or my time in being there.
All right. Very good. All right. Excellent. Jamie, thanks again. Thanks for coming on the show.
I thought you were going to ask me about my new favorite restaurant.
Okay. Let's hear about it.
No, actually, I don't really have one.
You don't have one.
No, but I have to say, I was really digging on these short rib dumplings at Bonita Kitchen. You cannot beat them. Absolutely delicious. And everyone knows about Bonita Kitchen now, but they have done a new addition next door, Casita and Gardens, which is more of a wine bar. They're having live entertainment there. So Bobby and the others were there the other night. You could hear them crooning in the evening. And it's just nice to have all of that starting up again, and nice and quiet, cool, chill vibe.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'll put that in the show notes. Make sure you get on down there and check out Francie's place. Thank you again, Jamie. You're all right, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for coming to the meetup, and thanks for reminding us about how cool a spot Culture is. Get to his event if you are in town today. If not, put Culture on your list for great drinks, great margaritas, and as a solid choice for a good meal. Make sure you get on over there if you haven't been there yet. And if you have, you already know what I'm talking about. They've got great happy hours and happy hour specials as well. Get over there. Speaking of a solid choice for a meal, our next stop is not only a solid choice for a meal, but for entertainment, for dancing and drinking by the Rio Cuale, and that is La Huerta BBQ and Grill. Now, we've been following the happenings over the years over at El Rio BBQ in Paso Ancho. And last year, as we all know, was the final year of the lease. And, we had been waiting for the new restaurant to reopen in its place, and it did. And I've mentioned it on the show. It's called La Huerta BBQ. And I've been promising you that I'd stop in to see the new guys when I get back into town. And that's just what I did. So I stopped by on a Friday afternoon with my wife, Debbie, and my friends Ray and Debbie from PTL. Formerly from Canada, and we all had a blast. The food, the drink, everything was awesome. The staff, terrific. Now, I asked Jesus if he had some time to talk, and he agreed. So, anyway, let's meet one of the members of the family and hear their story. Let's join them at that very special spot, right along the Rio Cuale, where the soaring cliffs give the music that's playing there that very, very special sound. You know what I mean if you've been there. And, hey, where the kids jump and play in the river while you enjoy that music. And, of course, that dancing that breaks out every time you are there. The good barbecue, the friends, the new friends, the old friends, the good vibe, the drinks, the pitchers of margaritas, the buckets of beer, it's all still there. So let's go meet Jesus Garcia, Jesus Adolfo Garcia Plascencia, to be exact, a member of the family. Let's go right now to Colonial Paso Ancho, to the garden, La Huerta BBQ Bar and Grill in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Jesus, thanks for coming on the show today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tell us about yourself. Are you a pata salada?
Yes, I'm a pata salada. I just born and raised right here in Paso Ancho since 27 years ago. So
yeah, you're a young guy.
Thank you.
That's okay. That's all right. We got listeners that are young and old, so that's all good for me.
Perfect.
So you've been in Paso Ancho your whole life. Your family lives here too, I imagine. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, my parents started this business in 1987.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That's a long time.
yes,
So when you say, was this business here, right here on the river, just like it is today?
yes. It was this business, but in the past it used to be Gary's place. Gary's
Oh,
Gary's place.
Gary's place.
Yeah,
Huh?
because my dad, he was working with an American guy
Yeah.
for like 10 years. And then they just go apart. And my dad took the place. So later, my parents started a new business, which was La Huerta
Uh-huh.
for like, I don't know, like 10 years. at
Okay.
least. So, and then I started just to working with them since I was 8 years old.
Wow.
So,
This has been your life, your whole life, isn't
oh
it?
yeah. I'm being just involved all my life in this kind of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now, La Huerta was La Huerta for 10 years. And then when you went over to El Rio, you leased it over to El Rio. What happened there?
Okay, well, my parents decided just to stop for a while. They were kind of tired,
Yeah.
so they decided just to rent the place. We were very young, so they say, okay, we need a break. So they decide to rent. So they rent this place for 12 years to Kurt, which it was a Rio BBQ,
Yeah.
and here we are.
And
okay?
then here you are 10
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah.
So fantastic. What I'm really impressed with is how you basically took off where they left off, and you're doing the bands, you're doing all this stuff like they were doing, huh?
Yeah, well, that was a decision mostly for our cook. He gave us the idea. He told us, well, you know what, I can continue doing the same. So if you agree, we can just continue with something similar. I say, and so we talk, me and my sister, and they say, well, okay, well, let's try. My parents told us, you wanna run the place, but you have to pay some rent. They say,
Sure, yeah.
I say, well, okay, but if you help us just a little bit at the beginning, because it's gonna be kind of hard to us. Just
Sure, it's hard to start.
She say, yeah, no problem. But if you want to do that, it's okay. So that was easy to us to take the decision to say, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, and also I have some friends who plays in different bands. So they told me, if you want to take it over, we want to help you. So even better. So
Oh, absolutely.
So it was a very, very easy decision to take.
Yeah, no kidding, no
Mhm,
kidding. And
yeah.
of course, I always say that people love to come here because you're right on the water. You've got this beautiful rock wall, and it's like the Hollywood Bowl of Puerto Vallarta, you know?
Yeah, we say this is our piece of heaven in Puerto Vallarta. It's like a paradise. This is a small place. We love it. So,
Tell us about your menu. Is it kind of staying the same pretty much? I mean, I see you've got ribs. I see you've got some barbecue going on here.
Yes. How I tell you before, my cook, he got some recipes. He keeps some of the old recipes, but he makes some new ones, like a pastor salsa.
Okay.
So he's doing that with our new ribs. We have the beef ribs, so he's using that kind of salsa on those ribs. So he keeps some from the old restaurant, and he brings new stuff for this new menu.
Nice.
So
nice.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the food is great. Yeah,
No,
I
thank
tell you right now, everybody, the food is great. You still got the same chefs here, and your servers are all so nice and just they're right on. Everybody is doing a great job
Yeah.
here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we had some. Well, we listen a lot of comments since I came here as a customer. I came with many friends who they told me what do they need. Well, they needed on the past. So I was just taking some like advices and I was watching. So what can do better? What can change? So we decided just to bring a good staff. Well, like a kind of professional staff. I have a waiter who used to work at Charlie and Garza Blanca.
Oh, yeah.
So, and also people from La Palapa or Daiquiri Dick. So I have many employees who used to work there. So they have a very good school on service. So we wanted to change a little bit that, and we changed about like we take credit cards, which in the past it wasn't.
Good, very good.
So we just changed a little bit things that people told us that we needed to have in this place.
Yeah, you're kind of taking people's suggestions and you're going with it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think that's fantastic too.
Yeah. We're very we really look all the comments, and then we take all the good things to change, so to try to be better. So every day, so that's something very good that we have this our website or Facebook page or Instagram. So we check a lot of comments, and then we try to do something better. If they tell us do that, we try to change.
Yeah, you're paying attention. That's excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that with the high season coming, you're getting ready. You're making all the preparations just so that you are ready for like some big crowds here. But I'm already noticing that you're getting more and more people here every time, and so I'm guessing the word is getting out that you're here, right?
Yes. We're ready. Absolutely, we're ready. This moment, I have my staff is right now is complete, but we have some more people just waiting for the high season.
For high season, because
exactly.
When that happens, boy, you got to be ready for them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We have that, and also we have more furniture coming, so we're gonna be ready. So this couple months it was great to us. These couple months just to train a little bit to all my staff.
Yeah,
and they're ready. They say they're ready. So we just need to do something like change a little bit, little things just to change, and then that's it. We wanna be ready. So
yeah, you said
we just need 4 more people on the staff, and that's it.
Excellent.
We're ready. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, listen, I know you got work to do. You got a staff to take care of. I'm going to put all the links to your website. You're on Facebook, yes?
Yes, sir. Instagram, yeah. Facebook, TripAdvisor, and Google, absolutely. So we have everything.
So easy to find. Of course, I'll have a map, Google map, that'll take you right to the front door of La Huerta BBQ. Give them a try. The only thing that's changed is the ownership. Everything is the same. Come on down. It's beautiful. The music is great. It's paradise, my friend.
Thank you very much, amigo. Thank you very much for coming, Barry. It was a pleasure to have you here with us.
All right. Thank you, Jesus. What a great guy. What a lovely family. Make sure that you put La Huerta on your list for places to listen to music and to party and have good barbecue and more. Now, speaking of more, I had an opportunity to get our friend Fher Aguilera. He's the drummer. He's also a vocalist for the band, the Stixx. It's spelled Stixx. And Fher was actually on my show many years back. If you can remember, he was the drummer for the Tres Cuartos. These guys, the Stixx, they are a great rock band. You'll hear Fher talk about them. They're a great band to dance to. Hey, let's hear from Fher. Let's have him fill us in on the band and on their upcoming schedule. So let's join Fher Aguilera with his band, the Stixx, at La Huerta BBQ in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Fher?
Hello.
Thanks for coming on the show again.
Oh, man. It's a pleasure to see you, man. Thank you for coming.
Oh, man. You guys are great. Tell us about your band. How long you been together?
Actually, in February, it's going to be 2 years.
2 years.
2 years since we started this this project. And we're so happy because we're thinking about something big to celebrate for 2 years being together. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Well, let us know when that happens. Give me a note, and I'll let everybody else know what's going on with you for the 2-year anniversary thing.
Yes, actually, we're gonna look for a place to celebrate our anniversary, our second anniversary, and for now we are playing. Well, after November 20, we're gonna be playing in 10 places.
Okay,
like
let's
double,
go. Let's
yeah,
really like twice a day, right?
Twice
You're gonna be
a day,
doing that. You're gonna be
twice
doing,
a day.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you're ready for that.
yeah.
You're totally ready for that.
You want me to say that?
I
like
want
the
you
places?
to. I want you to tell me exactly.
So
where you're going.
on Mondays we're gonna be drop shot, grill, chill and grill.
Okay.
3 to 6, and then we're playing at Roxy, 9:30 p.m. on Mondays.
Oh, that's hot.
2 shows.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays we are at Cafe Roma, 4 to 7, and then at Jack's Bar and Grill on Bucerias, 9 p.m. On Wednesdays we're gonna be at Salty Caesar, 3 to 5, and we are playing at La Cruz de Guanacaste. Yeah, the place Green Tomato, but they are changing the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have a new name.
You don't know what it is yet.
There. I can't
You
say.
can't say.
Yeah, I can say.
He knows, but you know he'd have to kill you if he told you. So
Yeah.
that's how that goes, right?
And on Thursday we're gonna be at Winston's. They're gonna be opening soon, and Winston's 3 to 6, and then at Por Favor we are at Por Favor every Thursday, 8 p.m. On Fridays we are here at La Huerta, 3 to 6, and Champion Sport Bar and Grill.
Really?
Yeah.
And then after 6 o'clock, so when do you start over at Champion Sports Bar and Grill?
We are playing at 9
At
p.m.
9.
Yeah,
All right.
every
So
Friday.
you get a couple
Champion
hours
Sports
off.
Bar, sorry.
Champion Sports Bar.
Yeah.
Now, where is that?
That's in Marina. It's part of the Marriott Hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, is it
Yeah.
a cool place?
it's a cool place. Yeah,
Is it really? So
like
is-
they have AC on and the fresh. It's a good spot to see the games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you can
to
hockey
watch the
games
band
and
and
watch
you
the
listen to the
band,
band and to dance, right? Because if it's air conditioned,
Exactly.
it's
yeah,
cool,
it's cool.
right?
Yeah, it's fresh. Yeah.
Okay, and anybody can come, right? You don't have to be
Everybody.
going to you don't have
exactly.
to
It's
be
part
staying
of
at
the
the
hotel,
hotel.
but everybody can come. Yeah, for
Excellent.
sure.
All right. Well, that's a great
Yes.
that's a great idea. All right. So look, good news for you guys if you're looking to cool off. You know, at 9 o'clock,
9 o'clock.
right
yeah.
there in the
Yeah.
marina.
After we're gonna be down here, we are here at La Huerta, and then we're gonna eat something really quick, and then pack our stuff and going to directly to the Champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? You guys are rock and rollers like no tomorrow. I mean, tell everybody about the kind of music you play.
We play mostly classic rock, like oldie stuff, like hard rock, a little heavy. Sometimes it depends of the place where we're playing. Like for example, when we play at on Mondays at Roxy, we play a little more heavier there. We play a little bit of everything, like of rock and roll, like mostly classic rock, and a little bit of different. Like we have some songs that normally some bands they don't do that because they don't want to take that risk,
Yeah.
and that's something that is different about us, and we are doing that with that kind of music.
Indeed.
That's-
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny. I'm watching the band and, you know, you used to have all this big long hair and then all these guys here and then your hair is short and all these
It's
guys
short now.
have, these guys have
It used
hair
to
like
be longer.
huge hair. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But you know what? You guys are really tight. Everybody
Thank
in
you,
your
man.
band, all the men in the band sing,
Yes.
which is amazing. And
Yeah.
your voices, they
Yeah,
blend
and
wonderfully.
a good thing about these guys is that everyone has their own style of on
Vocal?
their vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, Joel, the bass player, he can sing high notes and very hard, like "Arr."
Yeah.
Yeah. And me, I can sing some even girly songs like Joan Jett, and
Yeah.
but I can sing like Aerosmith, Dream On, and
Oh, you're amazing.
all that. Yeah.
I mean,
And Steve, the guitar player, he can sing like Elvis Presley, and yeah. So,
So-
different kind of vocals, of voices. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you've got, everything to fill it all up, which is amazing.
yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
thank
you
you, man.
guys
Yeah.
rock. Okay, so tell
Thank you
us,
so much.
you got a Facebook page, I'm sure.
Yeah, we use Facebook as the Stixx,
Yeah.
STIXX, the Stixx, And we don't use Instagram. We're working on that, but normally we do more Facebook. We post everything on Facebook. All the places where we're playing. There's a lot of videos and pictures there, and yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah,
the Stixx on Facebook.
If you want to know what's going on, we want to know what the Stixx are.
Yeah.
Follow their Facebook page. I'll have a link to it in the show notes at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. Or if you all have Facebook and you haven't given that up yet, go ahead and look for them.
Yes.
Stixx. And
we'll see you there in one of the places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fher, thanks, brother, for coming on.
Man.
You guys are
Thank you.
tight. Thanks for taking the time and talking with me and again, reintroducing
pleasure.
yourself to my audience.
It's such a nice surprise to see you here, man. Seriously, thank you so much for the support. Thank you, man.
Anytime, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Fher. Now, this band is super good. You're going to need to see them in person. Follow them on Facebook. I've got links to their Facebook and their Instagram pages. They're in the show notes at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. I also have a couple of recordings of them on the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show Facebook page if you want to listen to them. Or, of course, if you go to their Facebook page, you can hear them too as well. You can listen to their great music. But hey, get over to any of their events, see them in person, but for sure, get over and see them at La Huerta. Now, next, we are going to an old bar that is now moved to a new location, and that is the Circle Bar. Now, I promised you listeners that I was going to stop by and I was going to visit the folks over at the Circle Bar, not just to test the margaritas in our quest for the perfect margaritas, but to check out their new location on the Isla Cuale, where they just moved from their place that they've been for many years on the Malecon. But we're going to go and we're going to let the owner of the Circle Bar tell us his story. The owner's name is Carlos Rodriguez. And Carlos was kind enough to actually offer us a margarita that morning. And that was nice, but it was too early in the day. So I did not drink the margarita. I opted for a beer instead. Okay. So I can't talk about the potency of that particular potion. I'm going to have to go back and check it out. Maybe some of you can fill me in. But what I can tell you is that there certainly is some kind of magic spell on that new Circle Bar. I'm telling you, it's hopping. It's hopping and it's bopping, and it's really quickly become one of the top spots for day drinking in Puerto Vallarta. Now, it's right there on the Isla Cuale. It sits in the shadow of that newly rebuilt Insurgentes Bridge. So it's easy to find. You just go right down the stairs, right there when you get to the middle of that bridge, go down the stairs down to the island. So let's just get a little history of a new, old, famous bar that made the move from the Malecon to Isla Cuale. Let's meet the owner. His name again is Carlos Rodriguez, and it's the Circle Bar, Isla Cuale, in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. All right. Carlos, thanks for coming on the show today.
No, thanks to you. Thanks.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you from Puerto Vallarta?
I'm originally from a little town south out of the mountains. His name is Tuiro. I'm originally from those little town. And when I have 8 years, I come to BB to finish the elementary school.
Right here in Vallarta?
In BB. In Vallarta.
Wow. Okay. So you were born in Tuito. Your family's still in Tuito?
All my family, just my mom is still there in Tuito. But all my family, my 4 brothers, they live here. And my only 2 sisters, they live in Chicago, United States.
In the States.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So you're kind of like a pata salada. You're from El Tuito. I mean, you were born here. You're a native.
Pata salada.
So are you saying that they don't call themselves pata salada up in El Tuito? No. What is it? Just because it's El Rancho? What's the deal?
It's a little town.
Yeah.
It's a little town.
All right. Now, when you were born, it was littler, right? I mean, it was really small, right?
And those times, no more than 2,000 people population.
Wow. Yeah.
In that little town. Now it's more.
So in the day, like when you were a kid, did you go to the beach down to Maito or to Tehuamixle, or was that just too far to go?
Oh, yes. I spent part of my time when I was a little child in Tehua. I have family there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right. So you've been eating oysters for a long time.
Actually, my family, from my father's side, that was originally from that bar.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
So is it from Candy's Bar over there in Tehuamixle? What's from Candy's Bar over in Tehuamixle?
Yeah.
That's your family there?
It's my family.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah,
See,
they are my family.
This is a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah?
They are my family.
Oh, fantastic. Well, one day I'm going to get there and I'm going to interview somebody in Candy's. You'll help me with that, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I thank you for that, Carlos. All right, now let's get to where we are right now. You are at a bar that's been in Puerto Vallarta a while, but now you're in a new place.
Yeah. Well, the Circle Bar we started, my beautiful wife and me, 27 years ago. The fifth block of the Malecon between McDonald's and La Bodeguita del Medio. So we started with a few bottles, probably no more than 10 bottles, a couple case of beer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what it looks like today is hundreds of bottles and crazy stuff going on at your bar.
I started working in this business when I have 15 years. I was a little boy.
Really?
I started working in the 1983
Uh-huh.
and at a very famous discotheque those time, Caprichos.
You were at Capricio's.
I worked like 8 years in Caprichos.
Oh, man. So you were here when Capricio's was here, that's when all the great nightclubs were here. There was Capricio's, there was the City Dump, there was Carlos O'Brien's, but there was no dancing at Carlos O'Brien's,
No.
right? But Capricio's, there was dancing. That must have been a really great experience, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing. Were you bartending there? Is that what you did?
I worked like bartender and like waitress too. Both.
Yeah. So you're waiting tables?
Yeah.
Right. helping all these drunk people in polyester doing disco, right?
Yeah.
That's what you were doing. Man, those were the days. Wow. Then when did you open Circle Bar after that?
After that, at Capricho, I live 1 year in San Diego area.
Ah, you went to San Diego?
I live in California just for 1 year.
Uh-huh.
And then when I come back, I started working in another disco. No, was Cactus Disco. And then I moved to Christine Disco. And I worked there like another 8 years.
Oh, wow. So you were like the disco king.
Yeah. After Christine, at a good friend, opened a place by the Malecon.
Yeah.
And I moved to him to help. But it was just for a short time. That place is where is La Bodeguita del Medio now.
Ah, okay. So that's where that was.
Yeah.
Okay. All
and
right.
then a good friend coming and tell me, Carlos, why don't you go and move with me? We are opening a new place in Marina Vallarta. And he said, all the crew from the Hard Rock Cafe is there. Come, join with us.
Uh-huh.
He said, no, I don't like it. No, I'm okay here.
Right.
So he was pushing me, insist. And, well, I started there in college.
Yeah, you gave in. You gave in, huh?
Like bartender.
Uh-huh.
And was very fast because in less than a year, I was a manager. I was a manager at all the place.
Right.
And was a great experience. And I worked there like 9 years.
So you learned a lot. You learned how to run a business there, didn't you? Yeah.
And then I meet my beautiful wife there in college.
Ah, very good. Very good. Yeah.
So we married, and at a year, my brother-in-law, they own a little shop inside Plaza Malecon.
Uh-huh.
So they have a little space. for the bar.
Right.
They go with Marisol and giving us the opportunity to be there.
To open that bar.
That is the reason that we open the Circle Bar at the Malecon.
On the Malecon.
Yeah.
And you, how many years now? How many years were you on the Malecon there?
It was 27 years ago.
27 years on the Malecon. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you saw a lot of changes, right? You saw a lot of things happen. Did the rents get crazy there on the Malecon?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine so. So what was the impetus? What made you make the change? What made you come here to the Isla?
We moved because we have some trouble with administration. So we decided to move. And those times and was I did at a hard time to my beautiful wife because I started feeling really sick with one of the different types of sclerosis.
Uh-huh.
So all the construction, the design, that's made it for her.
That she's done that, huh?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, she's done a great job here. I got to tell you.
I just come in like 3 times when there is building the new place.
Yeah. Well, Marisol has done a wonderful job here. It is absolutely beautiful. And I think that, I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm seeing your same clients. They're still here, right? They came, they followed you all the way here, didn't they?
Yeah, we had a chance to make a lot of friends at that place.
Yeah.
And all those friends, they coming.
They're coming.
Since we opened 2 months ago, yeah.
How do you like the area? You like it okay?
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
We need a little bit more change. Like in this moment, we had no food. So we will start it soon with a little kitchen and some snack.
Something to have with your drink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What's your specialty here? What is the main drink that you're pouring over here?
Oh, margaritas.
Margaritas is the one, huh?
Different flavors.
Yeah.
We have different flavors in margaritas, and we have 4 different liqueurs that we made.
Oh, you make it's special for you guys.
Yeah.
And that's what probably a lot of people like it, and that's why they come, right?
A lot of friends, when they come in, they come and get some bottle.
Yeah, fantastic.
Different types that we got.
Very good, very good. All right, so you're thinking about maybe putting in a little bit of a little kitchen, so you have you can push some food out, so the people can have a little something, a little snacks or a little something to eat while they're drinking and having a good time. I think that the concept of the Circle Bar is a great concept in that you kind of are forced to talk to people when you're sitting in a circle drinking, right? I mean, I'm sure that's probably the whole idea, right?
That's the magic, because you are close to the other people around the circle.
Yeah, and you can't. I mean, it's not like you can avoid them, right? You're looking at them. Right? You're looking across the table, or you're sitting next to them, or across the bar, or you're sitting next to them. So the concept, I think, is really good. I think it adds to the to the friendliness of Puerto Vallarta, first of all, and the fact that when you're traveling, it's always fun to meet other people that are traveling and have a good time, right?
Yeah, we are lucky to have a lot of friends.
Yeah. It's the way to do it, right? Everybody makes friends, and then they become friends, and now they're here at the Circle Bar. I love the view that you have here along the river. It's so you don't necessarily have to just sit in a circle, you guys. I'll have pictures of the outside patio. It's right along the Rio Cuale, and it's beautiful. It's a really, really great location, Carlos. So if someone's coming here for the first time, never been to Puerto Vallarta before, what would you tell them? What kind of advice would you give them?
Puerto Vallarta is very safe. Actually, you can walk after of the midnight, and everything gonna be okay. It's a very safe city. I think we are in the second or third place of the cities in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
yeah,
can
so
be sure, you can walk, you can feel like home. Absolutely, yes.
absolutely can. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. If you were going to go and have a nice romantic night, maybe a romantic dinner out somewhere with Marisol, where would you take her? Where would you go?
Oh, I like La Palapa.
Lapa Lapa.
I like La Palapa. When I worked in Capricho Disco, that is very close, La Palapa, where the place was.
Yeah, it was
Capricho.
close, right?
So we got a lot of friends working at La Palapa in those times.
Uh-huh.
So we spend a lot of time, a lot of time in La Palapa.
Excellent.
So we really still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I can tell you that's my favorite place.
And I bet it's hers too. You know, it's got everything you need. It's right on the beach. Beautiful, beautiful. If you had do you have any words of warning, of caution for somebody who's coming to Puerto Vallarta for the first time?
It's very safe, Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta is very safe. You can be sure you can get out at the middle of the night from any bar. You can walk the street. You can take a taxi. You can take a Uber, and you can be sure it's absolutely safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely safe. All right. All right. Well, all right. So remind everybody the name of your place is?
The Circle Bar.
And you're located right. Well, you're right here. You have I see you have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Do you have Instagram too?
Also, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So I'll have links for your Facebook page and your Instagram page here. And remember, everybody, you can find all that stuff at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. He is right next to the newly rebuilt Insurgentes Bridge, and he is on the, I guess it would be on the south side of the bridge. But go on down there. The minute you drop down onto the island from the bridge, you're going to be right in front of Circle Bar. Carlos, I want to thank you so much for taking.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking your time and for talking with me. I know you're a busy guy, and you know, hey, you got friends waiting for you over there. So I really truly appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you.
Well, thank you so much, Carlos. What a lovely spot you have there, my friend. Beautiful, right there on Isla Cuale. And what a great addition to the island. I have a map, I have links, all of those things that will get you right there to Circle Bar, Isla Cuale in Puerto Vallarta. Now, next, we're going to go to another old bar that had to find a new home, and that bar is a bar that we've been to. It's called Bar Frida. Last time we visited Bar Frida, we talked with the owner, Tom Findley, and they were on Lázaro Cárdenas. So now they've actually moved a block over and up a bit. And so I thought maybe I'd stop in and I would see the new place, see how it looked, and, you know, talk with Tom. So I stopped in late one night. I asked Tom if he'd step outside. Hey, Tom, will you step outside? And, you know, he's got this little sidewalk bar set up. He's got these little chairs set up there. It's very nice. Right on the street. It's gorgeous. Right outside of his bar. So I set up the recorder right outside that new Bar Frida. Tom calls it 4.0. So anyway, let's go to the corner of Venustiano Carranza and Naranjo in Zona Romantica, and let's talk with Tom Findley, owner of Bar Frida 4.0 in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Tom, thanks for coming on the show again.
My pleasure. I loved last time.
Oh, let me tell you, I am at Frida 4.0.
Right.
Tell us about your new spot.
Well, it is 4.0 for a reason. Hopefully, because of my age, this is the last time we're about to move.
Okay.
And
all right.
this will be my final resting place, so to speak.
Well, okay, tell everybody where we're at.
Okay, well, we're on the corner of Venustiano Carranza and Naranjo.
Right.
And the area was not made up much. There was one restaurant.
Yeah, El Brujo across the way, right?
and there was very little going on here. So when I found out that this was available, I had some naysayers told me, "Oh, you don't want to move over there. That area is dark and the street is not very safe, and nobody goes down there." I said, "Oh, really? Watch."
Watch. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we moved in, and it was nothing. It was a taco stand,
Right.
and it was a square pink box. It was flamingo pink. It was disgusting. And at that point, Luis was still alive, and he saw it like that, and he said, "Really?
Really? Okay, so he saw it, huh?
You're going to take this. We are going to take this on." I said, "Absolutely.
Yeah.
We could turn this into a beautiful bar."
Right.
So unfortunately, he never got to see the finished product.
Yeah, but it did turn into a beautiful bar. I mean, it is so inviting. I mean, it's smaller than your other place.
Yes.
Probably by about half, wouldn't you say?
Well, the other place we were allowed to have 65, and here we are allowed to have 45.
Okay, all right. So it works. It's workable, and it looks like you've got a nice an outdoor area, where we are sitting right now.
Well, this we just opened. That we put this in as of this week. We put it in.
Yeah,
because we already found out that we've outgrown the bar.
Absolutely. I mean, you walk in there, and it's packed. People are having a great time here.
It's a wonderful bar. It's exactly what I had in mind. It's a people's bar. People say to me, "Well, where's all your specials? Like, where's your strippers and your dancers and the pole dances?" And I say, "We don't need any of that. We're just a bar for people that come in and have fun." And believe me, that's why they come back.
Yeah,
they
do.
feel comfortable.
You got straight and gay. You got everything going on here. Yeah, which is great.
Exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah.
All right, and you got a kitchen, which is
it's a great
cranking
kitchen.
out some yummy food.
Yeah, it's a great kitchen. We built that. There was no kitchen there at all, so we had to build that from scratch.
Right,
and it's a good kitchen. Beto loves it. It's got it's bigger than it used to have. And it's all new. And there's a small. There are 2 bathrooms here. There's one out here, and then there's one down the hallway that connects with him too. So if his workers need to go to the bathroom, they can just jump across the hall and
there they are.
There they are.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So are you serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What are you serving here?
No, we're still serving breakfast. We start at 10 in the morning.
Okay.
And they serve until about 2 breakfast, and then after that they go into an afternoon luncheon menu.
Right on.
And for the evenings, we're open until 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and you got pizza on your menu. You've got all kinds of things on your menu here.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The pizza has got
excellent pizza.
Excellent pizza. It's drawing people in here, like people that never even knew that we were here. They say, "We heard that we have to come and see your pizza." Well, come on in. It's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. And of course, you got the full bar going on. What time you open in the morning?
10 o'clock.
Okay. And so breakfast at 10, and then that goes on until noon, and then we turn into lunch, and then is the dinner and lunch menu similar? Or?
No, the breakfast, afternoon, lunch one is fairly similar. Then in the evening, it goes over to the full dinner menu.
Got it. All right.
And we've already decided that because of the crowds we're pulling in, we have to go to two bartenders.
Yeah,
to keep up with it.
Nice. God, isn't that great?
Yeah, as of this week, we have 2 bartenders at night.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's busy, and it was busy the other night when we were here. I mean, you've got yourself a wonderful spot here.
As you notice, last night the rain was as crazy as the hurricane. It just came down here in sheets.
Yeah.
And And when I arrived, I thought, I don't know, is it going to be empty, or is it either a case of people are stuck there because they came at 4 and then they couldn't leave because the rain hit them, or other people actually braved the rain and came out. So, we had a wonderful crowd.
Yeah, amazing. And we're just starting here with the new season. So, man, you're doing great. You're doing great here. I got to tell you, I'm so happy for you. And it's a beautiful, beautiful spot, John.
Thank you. I love it.
Tell everybody again, how do we find your place?
Well, we're on Venustiano Carranza, and we're right across the street from Brujo, which is a very, very famous seafood
Very popular, very famous
popular.
restaurant.
And then, but now we have 2 or 3 new members down here that have moved in. There's the kitchen, and they specialize in Korean, actually all sorts of Eastern food. And there's a new pizza bar over there too, plus a wonderful wine bar over here. If you wanted. If you want to go for a really wonderful night,
Tell
go
us.
over there and spend the night.
What's it called? What's the name of it? Is it Ophelia's?
Well, yes.
Is that what it's called? Ophelia's Wine Bar?
Ophelia's Wine Bar. It's wonderful. And I'm talking, well, this is really good wine. And they have a guy there that sits with you and takes you through the meal and tells you what each one is for and why it tastes like this. And
Oh, wow. Okay. This is the full-on wine thing, and it's Mexican wines, I imagine, yes?
it's it's Mexican, but they have wines from around the world. So
cool.
And they have a wine cellar down below their structure there.
Yeah.
They'll take you down there if you want to. Go down in the wine cellar, and they'll crack open a bottle and let you try it out. They're doing a great job.
Wow.
Yeah.
This neighborhood's kind of turning around a little bit over here.
Well, I think it's already changed a lot of people's idea about what this quiet little corner is. We only have one customer. Well, she's not even a customer. It's our neighbor across the street who is doing the best she can, but she's not gonna beat us.
Yeah, no, of course not. You got a great following. You got people who love you. You got people who love the bar, and Bar Frida has not changed. It's still the same bar. It's just in a different location. It's got the same spirit. It's got all that cool stuff going for it. And
well, with Louise passing so quickly, I didn't have much time to make up a decision.
Right.
It was like now or never.
Sure.
And within 30 seconds, I decided that.
That didn't take you too long, now did it? Good for
Let's
you.
go for it and go bigger and better. And so now it's not bigger, but it's certainly of the 4. This is the most beautiful. It's no longer a dive joint.
It's just in a different spot and more beautiful than ever.
Yeah, and I think it's as warm as ever. If anything, it might even be. Some nights it's really crazy in here, but it's taken on some of its personality from number 2, because number 2 was small enough, and it had the main floor and the one upstairs.
Right.
That there was always conversation going on. It was wonderful. People would talk to each other across the bar, across the room. And the same thing is happening in here. It's small enough. And so people are making friends. They didn't come to Bar Frida to look for a friend, but what they're finding out is Bar Frida really gets to them.
It does.
So
and it is a friendly place. You got the friendliest spot here in Puerto Vallarta, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, I want to thank you very much. I'm going to have all the links, of course, to Bar Frida here. They'll be in the show notes. We'll have the Facebook page and all the links there that'll get you right here, as well as a Google map that'll take you right to the front door.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you so much again for talking with me today, and thanks for reintroducing Frida 4.0 to my listeners. I truly appreciate it.
It's been a blast. I have to say that it took me a couple of weeks to get back to my personality, but now I love the bar. And people say, "You've taken off 10 years. You're younger than you were before." I said, "Well, I'm not younger, but the bar has made me feel younger." And I'm so happy to come out here every night and watch the crowd and listen to them and how much they love it. So it makes me really happy.
It makes me happy too. And they are absolutely right, Tom. Thank you so much. Thanks again.
My pleasure.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you. What a great spot that you have there. And it's a great up-and-coming area in the romantic zone of Puerto Vallarta. And great suggestions, too, for the new places that are all around you, Tom. It's a great area, and, best of luck to you there, my friend. I have links, I have maps, I have all that jazz in the show notes. Of course, you'll find that all at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. Check out all these great places. Check out La Huerta BBQ and Grill, the new and improved Circle Bar on Isla Cuale, and Bar Frida 4.0. In fact, you know what you can do? Here's what I dare you to do this. Hit them all on the same day. You can. I know I can. All right, well, that should do it for this week. Next week, stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips, great restaurant excursion ideas, and more. And until then, remember, this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions and your suggestions and your emails about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, well, please reach out to me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending us a message. And remember, if you're considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com. That's JR's website. Reserve your tour through him right from his website. Remember, this is a value-for-value proposition. His experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for your making a purchase of a tour that you'd do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you. Thanks, JR, for being our guide. It costs no more than if you were going to be using someone else. So do it, really. And when you do take one of these tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. And don't forget, he's got his maps, his DIY tours, and I have links to all of those things in the show notes. Now, once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and follow and share with a lover of Puerto Vallarta, or give me a good review wherever you happen to be listening. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with each episode I create. But if you haven't been to my website, well, why not? Shame on you. You really need to have a look there. And I work really hard on it, too. I have links to the places we talk about, interesting pictures and more. They're right there in the blog posts and in the show notes for each episode of the show. So check them out for sure if you haven't already. All right? All right. Hey, thank you, Jamie Chamberlain, for filling us in on your art show 3x5 over at Culture. Hope you have time to check it out over there. I have links in the show notes. Also, thanks to Jesus Garcia from La Huerta BBQ and Grill. Get out there, have a blast by the Rio Cuale in Paso Ancho. Like old times. Same place, same good food, same great bands, pictures of margaritas, buckets of beer to wash down the barbecue. What fun. Hey, thanks for talking with Jesus. We'll be back every time we meet, of course. And you have the greatest spot in paradise here. Thank you to Carlos Rodriguez from Circle Bar and the Isla Cuale. You have a little gold mine there, my friend. What a great place to enjoy drinks and to make friends right in the middle of town, right on the Isla Cuale. And then finally, thank you so much to Tom Findley from Bar Frida 4.0. Stop in Vallarta's friendliest bar, Bar Frida 4.0. You'll love the people, the drink, and the food. Oh, the pizza is so good. The food is great, I promise. Now, once again, check out all the links, all the maps. They're over there in the show notes, of course. And thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler signing off with a wish for you all. Slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
De Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar, samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Solo camino, eterno por la playa, me encuentro junto al río, cuando todo está en calma, pronto cae la noche, brillas Puerto Vallarta, de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar, samba de Puerto Vallarta.